the Q&A, Sahra can move Gonza to the stage as well.
That's good.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, can I hear echo? Maybe. No. That's good.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Sahra, say something.
Hi, guys. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Great.
It was fine. It was just a weird echo for a second.
Oh, yeah, I think it was mine.
Let me try. Hello.
Yes, we're good.
Sounds good.
I'm not getting it.
And someone already put thumbs up.
Yeah, we got thumbs up from people.
So welcome, everyone. It's afternoon in Helsinki, Finland, but let us know where you guys are coming in from. You want to see, have we reached all the countries, all the continents?
I hope so.
Ooh, Thailand. So it's swayed. It's super late in there, right?
Ooh, what time is it in Thailand, by the way? Oh, we have Argentina here, Thailand.
10 p.m. Oh.
Ooh, Jakarta. Oh my God. Thank you guys for joining in.
Yes.
Don't fall asleep during our talks, though.
No, you won't. You'll be fine.
Okay, we'll keep you excited. We have Poland, the Philippines. So we have reached a lot of regions.
Yay.
Welcome, everybody.
Hey, we have South America, Asia, and Europe.
We do. Let's see if somebody from US is also going to join.
Yes.
Or Canada. North
I forget all of the Americas. And Santiago, you were dialing in from
Argentina. Yeah.
Yes. So it's earlier there.
Yeah. 12, actually.
12. Oh. Nice. Ooh. We have 5-hour difference. Not bad.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Let's give everybody a couple of minutes to join in. And then everybody, if you guys have any questions or anything, there's a Q&A section. Please post your questions there and we'll cover them during or towards the end of the session. We'll make sure to cover them. And don't hesitate to comment, share any feedback or any thoughts you guys may have for Santi and Odi. We're keeping an eye out on the chat. Alrighty.
I'm trying to adjust. Great. Yeah, great to see people from different areas. So if you just joined, comment where you're from. We love to see where people are dialing in. Out of actually these countries, I've only been to Thailand. Out of these, I haven't even been to Poland, so
I haven't
I
been
need to visit all of these.
How about you, Santi? Have you been to any of the countries?
Oh no, not to these countries. I really want to go to Thailand.
Same.
Sounds really, really interesting. The culture there, but didn't have the chance yet.
Oh, that would be so nice. Maybe we can visit Asia next year.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's see if we do. We've done some live events, I think, did we do in Singapore?
It's Singapore, yes. We've done some in Singapore, yeah.
But yeah, I think we're pretty good to start. I can share the screen.
Yes.
For a perfect. Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
If we join, we will definitely let everyone know that we are coming. Perfect. I'm assuming you can all see the presentation because I can see it.
Oh, we have somebody from Tunisia as well, so that's exciting. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. We're so happy to have you all here. And we have a very hot topic today on how to use AI in reporting. And hopefully, Santi and Odi will rock your worlds today. And again, a friendly warning, you'll get a lot of information, but we promise we'll make it super fun and digestible for you and also record the session for you guys. And I will be a gracious MC/host, so I'll just say my hellos here, but I'll be answering any of your questions and thoughts, and don't hesitate to reach out, you guys, if you need anything, and I'll pass the ball along to Odi.
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Outi Karppanen, but we won't quiz you on how to pronounce my last name. I'm the lead marketing industry strategist at Supermetrics. Basically means I have over 10 years of experience from media agency side and in marketing. And I'm helping everyone at Supermetrics better understand what all of you are struggling with and what challenges. And with me today is Santiago.
Yep, thanks, Oti. Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. I'm the co-founder of Blumie, a data and AI consulting company, and also a data scientist with more than 6 years of experience. So really looking forward to this webinar.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick intro about Blumie. You know, I know you might be familiar with Supermetrics, but not with Blumie. So as I said, we are a data and AI consulting company in our early stages. And we are basically a team of experts in data analytics, science, engineering, machine learning, and artificial intelligence, basically all the branches within the data and AI space. And our main benefits as a consulting company is the nearshore attribute, the scalable resources. We let our clients scale up and scale down as the project needs. Also, a flexible scoping. We really accommodate to the needs of our clients. We are a cloud-based solution experts. We are cloud first, and we also develop AI-powered products. So that's it. We can move forward.
Perfect. And if there's some here who aren't that familiar with Supermetrics, we are powering your data foundation. So we connect, manage, and activate your marketing data all from one place. And what we mean by data foundation is you have all of these data sources. So a lot of in marketing, it's not just paid social media or organic social media. You have your analytics, you have your search, you might have your CRMs and DSPs and everything that you're utilizing. So we power and help you gather all of that data, manage it, normalize it, do custom fields, and then with us, through us, you can push it to your desired data destination. So it can be a data warehouse or on demand directly to your choice of visualization tools like Looker Studio. And then with like from the data warehouse, you can give access to your chosen partners. It could be, for example, Blumie, for any measurement, optimization strategy, or any analysis you need to do from that data. But this is exactly what we try to like encourage companies to do, is to own their data foundation and get yourself good quality data, because data quality matters. This is the least, I would say, sexiest topic, but we had a webinar about this. So if you're interested more on that, you can go check it out in the community posts. But basically, garbage in, garbage out, meaning if you make decisions on invalid data, you don't maybe have all of your data sources gathered, or it's invalid, you don't have your naming conventions in place, you're going to be making possibly thousands of dollars or euros decisions, or hundred thousands decisions based on invalid data. So that can lead to pretty big mistakes. One real life example is for example, I was planning to go to Vietnam in February this year, and I was looking at all of these amazing places in TikTok. There was like Hanoi and like a Sapa, like a village in mountains, and I was like, oh, that looks amazing. Luckily, I did some more Googling and saw what the weather is like in February in Sapa. In the worst outcome, it could be only plus 16. So I could have ended up, which still would be beautiful, but I would have ended up from Finland, which is snow and cold, to somewhere that is still cold. So I ended up going to South Vietnam. But the point is, I didn't have all of the data available, and I almost made a decision that would not have been the right decision for me for what I wanted. So I could preach about this for long, but as said, you can go check out the webinar. But basically, what we do at Supermetrics and allow you is we bring AI-ready data for marketers, meaning you have your data, it is quality data, it is ready for analysis, you've normalized it, you've done any transformation needed, and you can then start doing your analysis or utilize AI. And that's how we get to today's topic. So AI, it's not new news. It's nothing that we all haven't heard about before. And I think we are coming to the stage where we are actually seeing practical use cases, which we're going to cover today. Practical use cases that are going to save us time. And from Deloitte's CMO survey, which I think at this point already, like 6 months later, is the numbers are probably higher, but 8% of marketers already were using AI for efficiency and productivity gains. I would assume that's already gone up from spring. 51% of marketers are testing out or planning to test AI tools this year. So let's see if we've now gone to next year to 16% or 20% of marketers already using. And then 60% of marketers think technology partnerships will be key to support their growth and success in AI. So just not doing it alone. So having partners, utilizing testing tools, that's the way to go. And for in the chat, you can comment, so we don't need to do official chat. How many of you have already tested AI to bring efficiency to reporting or analytics, or what tools you've used? I think it's good to see what others have tested. I'm assuming a few of you have done something. I personally, we use at Supermetrics Vertex AI. Santiago, you probably use a lot of different AI tools.
Yeah, we go over all the different LLM foundation models that are out there, and we basically choose the best foundation model to accommodate our specific needs for each project. So maybe you can go with GPT, other times with Mistral and Llama, some open source approaches. So yeah, a lot of things out there to choose.
Yeah, perfect. So if you have time, comment on have you used anything. But if not, you'll get some inspiration today, hopefully, on what to do and what tools you can utilize. So what we're going to go over today is what we call the AI-powered marketing workflow. So starting with preparation, and we're going to showcase some examples for each of these. So preparation, so how do you prepare the data or you analyze it? Then go into analysis, so analyzing your data sources, and finally to presentation. How do you present that data forward? So I think that's a good workflow anyway of marketing, but how can these AI tools power that workflow? So starting with data preparation, first one, AI image decomposition. Oh, that's a hard English word, decomposition, meaning AI image analysis. It is built in our Supermetrics tool that you can use prompts like describe this image in a few words to understand what competitors are posting on social media or labeling your images. And how it works is you could have a picture like this. This is an example, and we in our demos we use this fictional company called Aquametrics. So it's a fake company we created, and it's very environmentally friendly and water related. So we could, for example, be using this picture, and I could ask the prompt to give me labels for this image. So it has water, it has clouds, sky, nature, coastal, trees. So describing the image. And based on that, I could analyze it. Or I could ask, is the background tone darker or lighter? Because that's a lot that we're getting asked is does if we use blue background or red background, which could work better, for example, if the brand has two main colors. Or we could be asking, does it have people or doesn't it? So these are the outcomes that can the AI analyze. And yeah, so what is this useful is especially when you are having a lot of different creatives or images that you want to analyze and you want to group them. Does my creatives that have people work better or that have products? So you can create them labels and ask AI to analyze the results and then give you the outcomes. So this one had a better ROI or better cost per acquisition or whatever the KPI you are using in that instance. The other way around, besides just analyzing images, is AI text enrichment. So the same idea of you can create prompts to analyze the, for example, sentiment of comments or creating new ad copy or translating ad copies. So in here, for example, we have an example in Dutch, and I don't speak Dutch, so I won't be trying to say this in Dutch language. but we could have it to be in English. But here we could see, oh, amazing, advertising looked amazing, but the product was slightly disappointing. This could be something that interests me as a marketer. And we could say, oh, the sentiment is like 1 out of 10, a 4. So it's on the negative side. But what could be interesting as well, what is the review about? So this is about marketing and advertising, but I, as a marketing person, might not be interested if the review or feedback or comment on social media post is about cleanliness of the shops or logistic issues like delivery times. Very useful to those who are in charge of those matters. And then I will just pass those topics along. So you could do this analysis of AI text and group them together. These are related to marketing and these aren't, and then pass those that aren't along to the right people. And you can do that through Supermetrics custom fields. But yeah, those were 2 different ways of doing like the pre-data stuff. So you can, before analysis, so you can look at the image or text and analyze that further and label and get data based on that. But moving on to the actual analysis side of it, and I'm going to give the floor to Santiago.
Yes, so now we're going to see some use cases of how you can leverage these technologies to improve efficiency in your company and within your teams. So first of all, I want to show you the conversational interaction with data for ad hoc queries. So just a quick recap, as you know, business people always face challenges when they want to access or analyze the company's data, and they end up knocking the data team door to ask for specific ad hoc queries, and the data team put that in the backlog, creating delays. So the business people cannot move fast in the decision-making process. So this conversational interaction with the data is basically, if you go to the functionality side, is a chatbot to allow users to ask simple and complex questions about the company's data in natural language. So business people don't need to know SQL or have advanced skills in any visualization tool in order to access and to get to know the answers that they need without the need of going to ask anything to the data team. So for example, what was the cost per conversion in September for campaign X? Or how does this quarter CTR compare to the previous one? So the AI here will take care of the process. Behind the scenes, we will use large language models and we will get a friendly response in the UI. So the value that we get here is that these solutions are conversational. This means that the AI has memory. And if you are already familiar with ChatGPT, you know that the chat always remembers the questions and answers that it provides before. So they use that context to reason about the next questions that you ask or how to build the answers, right? So a good example is to prompt same question but for campaign B. So if we already did a question for campaign A and you did all the prompt and you design all the prompt with specific metrics and stuff, then you can just say same question but for campaign B and you will get the same result pointing to campaign B. That's why we say it's conversational. Another value is that the business people or any non-technical people in the company will get instant answers, which enhance decision making, of course. And the flexible integration makes it easy to embed these UIs within the dashboards, so you can have these tools within your daily basis tools. And for the implementation, we have 2 sides. We have the generative AI side, where we use, as I said, large language models like GPT, Gemini, or Llama to process the user's query. And then we have the data side. For example, we could use Supermetrics for all the data transfers and BigQuery to set up our data model and our data warehouse. that is going to feed the LLM. We can move to the next slide, Audi.
And yeah, I can quickly comment. Like, I think a lot of those who work in the data team or marketing team have gotten these questions of like, oh, can you give me answers on how did this year's all of our campaigns perform, or how did last year's Black Friday campaign perform? And they want the answers now. So this allows you to just ask the same question, but better formed, of course, from the conversational chat.
Without the need of learning SQL or any programming language like Python, etc. So if we think about the process flowchart for this use case, it's really simple. We first have the user query as input in natural language, then the LLM interpretation, so the large language model analyzes the user's query and identifies which data and metric it needs to retrieve from the data warehouse or from whatever database like Postgres or even spreadsheet you need to retrieve. Then we move to the response generation. So the large language model processes the raw data into a clear and concise answer. And finally, it shows the response in the UI to the user. If we are using Supermetrics for the data transfer, we have more than 150 data sources that will feed our data warehouse that our LLM is going to be pointing to. So we will always be having real-time and fresh data for the LLM to have the latest information to craft the answers. Next slide, please. And the key takeaway of this use case of conversational interaction with data for ad hoc queries is that it makes company data easily accessible for business users, enhancing agile data-driven decisions by providing quick answers to targeted questions, and it seamlessly integrates with dashboards, which makes a great experience for the user because, for example, you can have this tool within your Looker Studio or whatever dashboarding tool you're using or web app. So yeah, we can move to the next slide.
So that was a way of doing it like on a more of a overall and agnostic way. If you happen to have, oh sorry, yeah, I forgot we had this one.
Yeah. Always, also, sorry, a really important thing is that this conversational interaction based off AI is not just an answer engine. This is because it can also provide insights and perform analysis. So we go to the functionality side. This enables users to simply use natural language to describe their needs regarding visualizations or analysis. As I said, it's not just an answer engine. So for example, if you prompt, show me the monthly ROI trend for Google Ads and Facebook campaigns, the AI will make the way to craft that visualization. And if you say, compare the latest campaigns of Q1 in terms of CTR, notice that here we are not giving explicit instructions to the prompt. We're just describing our needs. So the LLM, the AI will think and will reason how to come up with the best approach to compare these two campaigns. So you have the AI augmenting your skills. So even if you are a knowledgeable data analyst or a data scientist, you can get benefit by the insights that the AI is generating. And if we come back to the business perspective, we are highly benefited by this because we don't need to ask for this analysis to the data team, and we can be more agile in our decision making. The value is time saving, of course, and really user friendly. AI eliminates the need for advanced visualization and programming skills. It's really adaptable and quick because we have these adjustable reports to address our questions and our hypotheses that might emerge on a daily basis. And the broader audience thing, which is a value that I really like. This is a really interesting thing because it opens the exploration and analysis task to a broader audience. So sometimes a business people with the business perspective could add value in terms of how we approach that analysis. If you give an analysis, a request of an analysis to a data analyst with the technical skills regarding statistics and programming languages, they might approach the task in a particular way. And if you give the same task to a business people, you might get really interesting perspectives that could complement or bring additional value to the analysis, besides the agility that this brings to the teams. And regarding implementation, again, Gen AI, we have GPT, Gemini, and tons of large language models out there. You need to choose the one that best fits your needs. And of course, you have off-the-shelf services and tools like the one Petri here is mentioning in the chat, that offers a ready-to-use solution without the need of setting up foundation models or nothing like that. In terms of data, again, you can use Supermetrics maybe to fetch your data and BigQuery for your data warehouse, but you can use whatever data warehouse or database services out there. Now we have the visualization side as well. We can use Matplotlib, Plotly, Looker, Power BI. We have a lot of frameworks for visualizations and dashboarding tools out there. We can move about it. Again, for the closest process chart is really similar to the one before. We start with a prompt input where the user describes the needs in terms of visualizations or analysis. Then we have the interpretation of the LLM behind the scenes. We fetch the data from our data stores. We process the data, or better say the LLM process the data. And then we move to the analysis. The system uses visualization tools to create the requested plot based on the processed data. And finally, user presentation, where we get the final plot displayed to the user with AI insights from the specific plot. So that's also really cool. The AI also give you insights about the plot, because sometimes complex plots require an explanation to uncover trends and insights. Please let me forward. Thank you, Oti. Main takeaways of this use case is to democratize data analysis and visualization, to allow stakeholders to respond to data-driven questions in real time, and also to augment data expert productivity and creativity, because this is not just for not technical people. Data analysts and data experts can also be highly benefited by these tools.
Great. I actually saw in the Q&A that there was a question related to specifically conversational interactions by Edmelin, sorry if I pronounced it incorrectly, about how could one start on this implementation for social media marketing data? Any tips on data warehousing of vectors from the marketing data? Do you want to answer a little bit that already?
Yeah, I think, read me the question one more time, Oti,
it's in the Q&A,
sure.
so...
Oh, in the Q&A, sorry.
Yeah, any tips on data warehousing of vectors from the marketing? Oh, thank you, Sahar.
Oh, nice. Could you?
And you can scroll on it. Oh, perfect.
I'm not sure what Malene is meaning by vectors from the marketing data, but in terms of how to start here, well, for marketing data, Supermetrics is an excellent solution. I know we are doing this webinar with Supermetrics, but it really is. We use in Blumie Supermetrics ourselves, so you can transfer all the marketing data to a centralized warehouse like BigQuery. That's also a great solution, really scalable and cost effective. And then you can use some off-the-shelf tools that Oti is about to present, like conversational analytics from Looker Studio. That is a solution that will point to BigQuery and to the data model itself in order to craft all the responses for the questions that the user might be doing.
Perfect. And that was a really good segue to the...
Yeah.
As said, so if you happen to have Looker Studio Pro or are interested in it, and I'm not selling them, but as my background of actually doing reporting and doing digital marketing, I would have loved if these tools, any of these tools existed like 5 years ago when I was actually doing the day-to-day stuff. But there's a new, and I think these came early, like September or somewhere around begin like the fall this year. So with conversational analytics, pretty similar. So you can connect your either to Google Sheet or BigQuery, and then just ask it questions, sort of as explained. So this is just off the shelf if you happen to have Looker Studio Pro. So you need to have the Pro license for these, but just skipping a little, you can it's going to give you some prompts that you can utilize, or then you can ask it, for example, can you give me the top performing ROAS campaigns or least performing, and it shows you what data it used, and then you can change the visualizations if needed as well. So pretty similar, but then this is very much specific. You need to be around a Google environment, which of course not everyone is. And I come, especially media agency background, we are very much in Microsoft world often instead of Google. But yeah, we've shown, Santiago has explained really good ways to analyze the data and ask it questions and get already like analysis out of it. But then every one of us need to do some reporting. I don't even know how many PowerPoints and Google Slides and Excel reports I've done in my time. If there would have been a tool 5 years ago to make it speedier, I would have loved it. Luckily nowadays there are, and we're going to go over a few examples how that can be easier.
Yes, thank you, Aki. The technology behind this solution is the same as what we discussed for the previous use case, but we have a different approach to tackle different tasks, like generating personalized reports. The functionality generate personalized AI-based reports tailored to individual users, focusing on metrics and formats of interest. So if you are a manager and you have specific needs in terms of reporting, again, you don't need to ask the data team to set these or to build the report every week or every month, because you will have a self-service approach to generate it. And you will also have the AI insights provided by the large language models. So this is not a deterministic approach that you program to get the same sections and the same charts always with the same analysis. This is, you can structure the backbone of the report to always have similar sections for the sake of the reading, but you can also leverage AI to give you and to uncover insights with the latest information. The value scalable in terms of personalization. You can have many people as you want in the company, personalized and customize their own reports with just prompting. Optimize decision making, because this include insights and recommendations and highlight trends or anomalies, if any. So you don't need to go over the data each time, because you know that you have an AI assistance that will do that for you. And also let the data team focus on high impact initiatives, because tedious and repetitive tasks are not the best way to use the time of your data team, right? They could be focused on strategic initiatives like machine learning models, forecasts that let the company take a competitive advantage in the long term. Implementation, Gen AI, again, the same LLM models, but this time to create context-aware personalized reports. The data, let's say Supermetrics for data fetching and BigQuery for data warehousing, and visualization. Then, of course, if we are doing reporting, we also need visualization here, this time to put together a report so we can use all these tools that we mentioned over here. We can move to the next slide. Process flowchart, again, really similar. The user preference setup. The user provides desired metrics, format, and scheduling options for the automation. the LLM configuration. The large language model interprets the user preferences, determines the required data points and presentation style. Then we fetch the data from our data warehouse. We process the data because we need to refine the raw data and to get to a point where the LLM can generate the analysis and the metrics visualizations with the data. And then we generate the report itself that we're going to automate for the delivery. So yeah, it's really user friendly. You can really tailor your reports to your specific user needs. It's not that you need to have the same report for the entire team. So that's why it's really scalable in that sense. And the key takeaways, that's it. Personalized reporting, proactively highlight trends and anomalies with AI-powered insights, and the automation to unlock bandwidth to the data team.
That's exactly what I've seen is it takes so much time to, if you're, let's even start with gathering the data manually. That's that's just so much time. Or even if you have the data somewhere, but then creating those presentations, because sometimes they're still needed, I think, in the day-to-day. Like dashboards are great, but sometimes C-level people, they just want to see a nice, easy report, and that's then your historical also, like library of how did Black Friday work 2024, how did it work 2023 and 2022, and however long you have done this. So I think it's these are still needed, and especially now that it's becoming more easy to do that. And I think one way, again, highlighting, so what I've used to test out is Looker Studio Pro. The first method is we have this fake dashboard that I've done for our Aquametrics. And I can just, with a few button clicks with the Gemini icon, generating the slides. And then I'm actually going to show it thinking it. It's not going to take super long because this is a real time analysis, or like the real-time demo of it. So it's going to think for a second and actually create us a PowerPoint. So this is basically what's going to happen in Santiago's example as well, but it's not specific to Looker Studio Pro. So if you build it, you can build a similar system as well. And in this instance, it gives you the analysis provided by AI. Personally, I would still read the AI provided text analysis of it and then put my own spin on it, because I know then what is business relevant in this instance. But there's another way to go about it. So that was from dashboard to reporting. But in Looker Studio Pro, it is also possible to do it the other way around. Let's say I am in charge of Aquametrics monthly performance campaign and I need to report it on a monthly basis. So what I can do is I again have I have a presentation I've created already, and I go from there to Looker Studio. I choose the dashboard I want to use, and I just select the charts I want to embed into the PowerPoint. So then I'm just clicking away and choosing. You need to choose them one by one. I won't go too much into technical. I'm all done with that. Sorry, I'm all done with choosing those. It pushes me back to the Google Slides. And then after it thinks for a second, it gives me the options, and then I can embed those into the slide. What's great about this, let's say I was doing October reporting. Great. I have now the October numbers here perfectly, and I've saved it. That was October report. And then I can just click on the top of that, refresh all, and I will get November results. So it's like a embedded dashboard chart in your pre-existing report. So I think these ways to go about this, either creating from a dashboard or asking it, like creating your query and asking it to create your report for you, are going to save so much time for the data team, but also for the like actual media buyers, marketers, agencies who are creating these reports to show how the campaign performs. So this is like, if I had this 5 years ago, this as well, Oh, I would have saved so much time. Luckily nowadays I don't have to do any reporting anymore. But yeah, let's not show that again. But as an additional sort of tidbit, idea is, yes, we've talked about dashboards a little bit, and I think everyone's familiar with that, so we haven't gone too much into that. We've talked about showing the analysis and then also actual reports. But some people like to listen instead of read. So just as an idea, you can put your slides into Notebook LM and create an audio overview. So you can get anything from, let's say, a few minutes to 15 minutes, depending on how long your report. So I could take that performance report, create it into podcast, and I could just send that to my manager if I know that they like to listen it on a work trip, if they're like traveling somewhere and they just want to get the quick notes. I think that's a really fun idea of creating it more bite-sized, different way of consuming reporting instead of just dashboard or like a Google Slides or a PowerPoint. I don't know. I personally, if it's a short audio, I'm happy to listen to a podcast. If it's a longer podcast, I'd rather take the bullet points of a report. I don't know, Santiago, do you listen to podcasts at all?
Yeah, of course. Now I'm a big fan of the OpenAI podcast that they are releasing currently. So yeah, this is a
Yeah.
great solution for the daily basis.
Yeah. So it's depending, and also depending. I think the way we can utilize AI is coming up with different ways that work for different people, because all of us consume content differently and prefer podcasts or bullet point lists or long articles or books. Let's not create books of our reports, but still different ways to consume. So we've it's already been 40 minutes. Oh my god. We've gone over, and I hope everyone's brain is still intact. But we've gone over the preparation use cases, so image decomposition, text enrichment that you can utilize in Supermetrics tool. If you're interested in those, you can contact anyone from Supermetrics on a demo of those. Uh, Analysis, so showing the conversational analytics options of creating it from a data from an ad hoc queries or data from analysis, and then how you can do that in Looker Studio Pro as well. And just went through the different presentation ways, so you can create with the LLM configuration or utilize Looker Studio Pro if you have that. And as said, the recap podcasts.
And one more thing, Gauti, to add
Yeah.
on top of that is that, of course, that you have the off-the-shelf tools like Looker Studio Pro, but you can also craft like personalized systems with maybe if you have an AI team in your company, you can select the foundation models, the LLM models that best suits your needs in terms of cost, in terms of latency. So it's not that you are just 100 dependent of these off-the-shelf tools, because you can build yourself the solutions you need.
Yeah. And especially, I think if you are doing data analysis or a lot of reporting, even on a weekly basis. So let's say you are in charge of there's a lot of reporting to be done. Just think about the efficiency that, yes, you need to invest in creating the solution that works for you. But the outcomes of that is efficiency for everyone. And then you can focus on, as Santiago said earlier, on the more strategic projects and decision making, both in the data team and marketing team. So little work, but the outcome of that is just so useful on the day to day.
Petri is saying in the chat that he had just got the pro version of
Good.
Looker. Yeah,
It's
I mean it's a change in paradigm, really. So few years from now, we will look back and say, how did we craft our reports manually, and how our data team focused on such repetitive and manual tasks.
yeah.
So yeah, really game changing.
It's I think from the I've gone to a few seminars this year that have had topics about AI and data, and we've gone from the days of AI is coming, and there's a lot of that are about generative AI, but especially coming from media agency side and media buying and handling that marketing data, I think these now are more on how can you help me in my day-to-day life in marketing or in data team. So we're coming to that stage that we can actually be doing these. These are like everyone, like if you just have the capabilities, you can start doing these now. Like Petri just bought the pro version, so he can start testing those.
Yeah, it's like basically let the machines focus on the task that they do better than us, and let the humans focus on the task that we do better than machine, like for example, strategic business decisions, or yeah, that kind of high level overview of the business. So maybe if you are a business analyst and you were planning to learn SQL, I could argue that it's not so necessary nowadays.
Yeah. Because I can admit I am not super technical, so I'm the least technical of my team, which is full of very technical people. But it's just I've done marketing and digital marketing and want to understand these, and I'm the end user of all of these, and I feel that your solutions with help of some people from my team, I could start doing those as well. And what we see is the future of AI is helping a lot with efficiency and analysis, and then, of course, generation, which we didn't really go over today. But as Santiago said, they are not replacing us. AI is not going to replace us humans as resources. We are still there needing to give the prompt and also understand the analysis it provides, because we know if you embed and you can create a ultimate AI, but then there's so many different aspects that influence how a brand or marketing and what you're doing on that it requires, in my opinion, this like je ne sais quoi, like you just need to feel to make the decisions of what a brand is and what they do, that I don't think AI in a while can or hopefully never make those decisions, but it can give us very valuable insight.
Agreed.
But yeah, now the question time. So we're nearing the end, and there is if we go into the Q&A session, and we're pulling in Sara and Santiago. So no, Santiago has been here all along.
Gonzalo.
But also there is Gonzalo from Sara, can you put some? Yes, perfect. Perfect. So we have also Gonzalo, who's been in the chat commenting as well from
Yes.
Blumie.
Sorry, guys. I had a bit of a technical glitch over there, but we can start off with the questions. Thank you so much. The chat has been lovely today, by the way, and I reposted one of the questions from Louis, so I think we can start with that one. So there's like a question about, do we have examples about marketing data sets or use cases where Gen AI feedback is producing actionable feedback? I think that's a good question.
Well, I can start just on what I've seen is, for example, A/B testing, or giving just like on a very like a, I'm sorry, what's the level, like a lower level of your like optimizing campaigns. I think AI is much better at analyzing that instead of so that then you can make actionable decisions. And I think at some point you can just then let it do those decisions based on, do we put a little bit more money on that ad set or that creative? So with that, I think it's, and all of those Meta and Google, they're already utilizing AI for the optimization.
Yeah, and with the help of generative AI, you could also build synthetic data that might accommodate your particular use case. And with that, you can start playing around to see what actionables you could get from that interaction between the AI and the data. And a really cool use case I came across recently is from ThoughtSpot. That is a company that Petri mentioned in the chat. There you have a predictive analytics capability. So you can give the data to the AI, and the AI will generate forecastings in terms of churn or conversion. So you might use that like score of conversion, for example, to give that as input to the marketing team, and they will optimize the actions, the stimulus of the marketing strategy in order to optimize the budget. So yeah, a lot of things out there in terms of actionables on the marketing side based on Gen AI and advanced analytics as well.
Thank you, Santi. I think that was a really good answer as well, and a great question. And if you guys have any future questions or thoughts around these as well, please do share that with us. We have another one from our chat star today, Petri. Let me quickly go over this. So Petri asked if we see any errors or hallucinations in certain models.
Gonzalo, do you want to go over this one?
For sure. Yes, but in terms of the hallucinations in certain models, it's always depending on the output that you or the business wants in terms of the solutions, because you have some, you can craft some solutions that are like potentially more open to some hallucinations or certain ways to go to different paths in terms of the LLMs. But in terms of like chat with your data and some things like that requires like really accurate outputs, it depends on how you craft the tools that you give to the LLM to retrieve data from. So that's the main thing and the most valuable thing to reduce the hallucinations these days. Yeah, that's it.
Great. Thank you, Gonza. I think that was pretty much it in the chat for all the questions. I think we've answered all of the questions there. But again, this is not the last time you guys will
There's
speak to us.
one more question.
One more?
Yeah, on a final minute from Luis.
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, can you display the question?
Yes.
On the screen?
Here we are.
Perfect. When the marginal cost of generating actionable insights, deploying creative and iterating on strategy value have gone to zero, what value drivers are left for marketers, marketing agencies? Yes, that is actually a very interesting question. Creative. I think there's always going to be something new where we can produce the value. And as I said, my opinion on utilizing AI for creating insight or some type of decision making, I still feel as that we humans need to be in between, especially when we go to more strategic decisions. So that's where the value comes for marketers and marketing agencies. And especially since I think it's the problem with all of generative AI, and AI is it's limited on what it's learned from. And if we all start using it to produce cooking recipes or whatever, like creative materials, they're gonna end up looking like the same. And then someone who is not using AI comes in and does different things that maybe data hasn't proven to be good. They will be separated and shine from that, if you know what I mean. So all in all, I think human insight and creativity is still needed. AI, for in my opinion, is a tool to be used to learn from the past and maybe do some predictions, but still we bring the value from doing things differently, because it's not always the same ways for everyone.
Yeah, one good quote I've heard is maybe utilize AI in the mundane work and maybe some of the automations and things that come in repetitive ways, but also like creativity side, like Odi mentioned. Again, that's something very human and what we consider to be creative or natural or whatnot. But Gonza and Santiago, do you guys have something to add to the question from Luis?
No, I think you, at least from my side, you covered it pretty well, and it's more like a marketing perspective answer, I think.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
and
always going to be the new next thing, new.
yeah, there's always going to be a new.
Yes. But from my end, all I have to say is everyone, we're wishing everyone a relaxing rest of the year and happy holidays from both Supermetrics and Blumie. And for Santiago and Gonzalez, I only can say muchas gracias.
Yeah, muchas gracias. Thank you so much. And for everybody that joined from Argentina and other Latam countries, and special thank you to our users that joined in from Asia and Thailand with 10 p.m., 11 p.m. by now. Thank you so much, you guys. And I will share the materials with you guys later, and have a lovely rest of the day, and happy holidays.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.